Okay, we had the Black Swan event, it's a check, the shock is over, but right now we need to check the data, we need to see what the market is doing, how the market looks like for the near and long-term future, because that's how we can move forward and that's how we can plan ahead. Right now this was kind of a shock, kind of a surprise. However, it was maybe to be expected. I think it was. I didn't think that the SEC will just leave everything and walk away and they will not charge Binance. I am a bit surprised by Coinbase. However, they said that okay, we are going to fight back. Nevertheless, right now, as we know what are the securities or which coins are considered securities, however, the coins themselves, I mean the projects themselves, they strongly oppose. We can move forward. It doesn't mean that those coins will die out. However, we will see or we will feel some kind of a pushback, some kind of selling pressure from the United States. However, today we are going to talk about Bitcoin and EGLd because we have some on-chain data and we have some charts to analyze so we can predict what is next. Press the subscribe button and we can start. So in order to have a good read of what is happening behind curtains, because that is the most important, all the time we need to check what is happening on the market. Right now the news broke about everything and the prices are down. We saw a 20-30% decrease or crash of altcoins. However, Bitcoin is holding up pretty nicely. Everything is on the chart, to be honest. Nothing is lost, nothing is bearish at the moment for Bitcoin, and obviously that potentially could mean that it will also save the altcoins. So I'm going to show you a couple of things about Bitcoin and EGLd so we can be a bit more positive, because right now the outlook is not as bad as we would think. I will start with Bitcoin's chart, and as you can see here right now we are on a big support. We can see some kind of a head and shoulder, I mean upside down or inverse head and shoulders, and Bitcoin is sitting on this support. It is also a cluster or the 200-day simple moving average, which is obviously a very good sign. It is still a good sign. This is still not bearish, this is still bullish, and this is still a higher low. If we just check here, we can see that it's an uptrend, and we are doing this since December 2022, so for a half a year. This is a half a year uptrend, which is still not broken, and that is a good thing, because even though some bad news broke, we could see that Bitcoin is holding up and people are buying it. Now the next thing which I want to show you is the on-chain data. Okay, let's see if people are buying or selling Bitcoin, because that is the ultimate decision-making point or decision maker whether the price will go up or down. We can have bad news, we can have black swan events as we had right now in this weekend or on Friday. Still, if people are buying Bitcoin and people are buying crypto, sooner or later the price will correct. Meaning that the price will catch up to the demand, the price will catch up to the scarcity, and that is the most important. So as you can see, we are on max data, and don't forget that you can also have access to this for 3 weeks if you want to try it. We can see the exchange's reserve for Bitcoin, and that is very important because this seems very bullish, believe it or not. The one thing which would concern me, and I would be in a different position if I would see something like this. Okay, if the Bitcoin reserves would increase on the exchanges. However, we don't see anything like that, and that is the most important. People are buying Bitcoin in a bigger pace than they were buying before, and obviously that is an accumulation, and that is whales are just taking off some Bitcoin from the market because they know that these black swan events don't last that long. And sooner or later, the price will catch up to the market and to the demand, meaning that the price eventually will go up if there is no available Bitcoin to buy on the exchanges. From chart point of view, I can tell that this can be a big bounce from here. I'm not saying that it will be. We could also just drop below and then confirm the downtrend. That would be a change of behavior. That would be a pivotal point, which obviously would be a bit concerning. However, that would mean that we need to go below the $25,000, which is a huge psychological level. Therefore, I am not worried at this moment right now. The reason everything was crashing like EGLd, and EGLd wasn't even crashing that much. I mean, Sol, for example, crashed even more. and the ICP, for example, crashed more. The reason of this big crash was because everyone is thinking right now that the US market will not be able to buy any of these coins. They will only need to sell. Robinhood application will sell for his users. Binance is halting transactions. Coinbase won't be able to offer any sell or buy because the SEC will just freeze their assets or their operation. Therefore, everyone was selling it while they can. I don't think this will happen, and I do think that they will kind of sort out a way in order to offer to the US public another version of exchanges. You might need to put on your tinfoil hat for this one, but I think a bit of conspiracy right now wouldn't hurt. And I do think that they are preparing some exchanges like FTX version 2, where the government or people who are close to the government and are interested in it. And instead of banning crypto, they just want to drive the profits. They want to drive the revenue toward them. So it's not really a choke point. It is a bit of a choke point for crypto, but I think it's a choke point for crypto exchanges. So the users from the US wouldn't give their money out to Binance, for example, which probably is just sending it out. You know, they take the profits and they taking out from the United States. They just want to make sure that the profits, the revenue, the money flow is kept in the US and it is in American hands. That is what I'm thinking. However, we need some confirmation for that. If they start some kind of an exchanges, or they just let Coinbase off like easy, you know, while they will hit very hard Binance, I think that will be sort of a confirmation. Let's go forward and check EGLD. As you can see, it is already on the chart, and the reason why I have this Fibonacci here is because I want to see how high it will bounce. Now you can absolutely see that we don't see any bounce yet. However, Fibonacci says that it would need to go back at least here. We will still be an uptrend, okay? I don't think that we will just shoot up and go back to the 35 or 40. It's like impossible, I think, not for the next couple of weeks, maybe months. I do think that we will need a bull market or very bullish news to start in order to get some bullish momentum from EGLD. However, in the meantime, as you can see, Bitcoin's dominance is also not falling back, but after a huge increase from 47% to 49%, and this is a lot of money in terms of the total crypto market cap, it kind of stopped at 49.64%, and now we do have a correction, which could mean that the money now is flowing from Bitcoin to the altcoins back. We could see some pump, obviously some bounces. We can see it on crypto bubbles that since yesterday we had some relief bounces, let's say 7.7%, 4%, 6, 8%, something like that. It's not huge, it's not great just yet, but we are on a good path. In the meantime, for EGLD, we have a very good news, and that is the community. Now, if I go back to the analytics, you can see that EGLD is being staked still. The purple line here, as you can see, it is increasing, and it has increased in the last 2 days by 200, almost 200,000 EGLD. Okay, almost 200,000 EGLD was staked, which is obviously a good sign from the community that people are buying up EGLD and they are staking it for long term. People or the community thinks that EGLD right now is very cheap, and it's best to have as much as possible or as many as possible. Obviously, you cannot see a better sign from the community that EGLD is in good hands than seeing that the staked EGLD is increasing. One thing which worries me a bit is the daily users. As you can see, that is decreasing. So that means that people are not onboarded and we don't have new users. We need more users to transact, stake, buy, sell EGLD in order to increase the number of the community, because that is going to drive the price up, that is going to drive the onboarding. So what will happen with EGLD's price in the near future? It's very simple. I do think that it will just come back to somewhere here to this level, 31, 32. That is what I'm expecting. And here we will probably see some kind of a resistance, maybe even at this point, at this line, and that is the 33. If we don't have something very bullish in the meantime, and I don't think that an announcement from EGLD is enough for that. I think we need some kind of a big announcement for crypto from institutional investors for the whole crypto market, or maybe that the SEC is dropping some case maybe against Coinbase, or they say that okay, they got to the resolution that that I don't know, most of the crypto coins are not securities. So if we don't get something like that in the near future, then I don't see any reason to go up and to turn very bullish. Now keep in mind two things, okay? One, on the 13th, the CPI reading is in, okay? So if we have a bad CPI reading, that would mean that we will even drop further, because that will give some ammunition to the Fed to increase the rates again, okay? Because rate hikes are also in this month, in June, that is towards the end of the month. Therefore, right now, the most important thing to watch out for is the CPI reading on the 13th. If that is bullish, that will probably give a good push to all the asset classes, to all the asset prices, probably also to tokens, to altcoins. However, if the CPI is neutral or bad or bad-ish, then we will probably see another rate hikes from the FOMC, and we will spend the summer in this sideways or negative trend, which we will just need to endure to get to the halving. That is what I think. And also don't forget that we are just entering the summer when people don't really research coins. Everybody is distracted by summer, by the good weather. They want to go on holidays. They want to enjoy the summer, the weather. Therefore, I don't think that we will see any fireworks until the end of the summer, probably until August, when everybody is getting back to work or to get back to make some money because they spent it. Therefore, I think that June, July might be sideways, might be a bit of a drop. Everything depends on the CPI and FOMC meeting. Keep that in mind, watch the CPI. If you see a big bounce or a big drop, don't be scared, don't panic, because it is just temporary and everything will come back, okay? The cycles are in, Bitcoin is holding up pretty good, and as long as Bitcoin is holding up and as long as there is no major problem, for example, with Tether or any other big altcoins like USDC as we had before, then I don't think that there will be any problem with the crypto market. We will see bounces, we will see pumps from altcoins, but everything will be all right. That's what I think. So on long term, I'm bullish. On short term, we will see. Press the like if you like the content, and also press the subscribe button, obviously. And see you in the next one. Take care.